Exclamation everybody! Welcome back to Starpoint Gemini. We are picking up right where we left off in a new chapter. And we're at Gilgamesh Station here to come up with a new plan.
I'm afraid the time has come for me to leave your station. Scientists on Tesla are already under pressure and it will become impossible if someone detects my ship docked to leak headquarters.
What about Archimedes? My ship also bears the mark of Nexus.
Ridley, you're already known to be out of any control, and as I see it, spending time with Captain made you more of a soldier than a scientist.
Come on, Thomas. I'll always be a real bookworm inside. It's just that these are too important times to spend them locked in some geek institution.
Whatever you want. I updated your central database with the latest records from Tesla long-range sensors. Hopefully, some of it could help you determine your move. Scout out.
Interesting. Tesla's logs indicate that a vessel named the Imp is regularly traveling through observatory on a route between Freiburg and Baldor. I recall Renoir mentioning that ship once.
So, we have no idea what its purpose is. He may be just on a trading route.
Trading route? Such a small ship trading in distant sectors alone in the middle of the war? I doubt it. But we'll know more after we seize it.
Seize it? How very diplomatic. What's the plan?
I'll wait for the Imp in observatory. When it arrives, I'll engage and capture it. Simple and efficient.
I was always afraid of simple things. They tend to get a lot more complicated. But don't you mean we'll wait for the Imp?
No, I said and I meant I. It's only one small ship. What can it do? Besides, I know you'll come to the rescue if anything goes wrong.
Something usually goes wrong, and it usually ends with destruction. And we need that ship in one piece.
Very funny, Ridley. I thought you trust me.
I trust you, but you and your friend Kuzev seem to put trust only in your guns.
Yeah, that's a fairly accurate statement.
We'll never reach our destination. Our target is just passing Tesla. We can grab it immediately. Do not fire on the Imp. We'll hail it first and then see what happens.
Maximum speed.
Attention, Imp. Disengage your engines and prepare for inspection. We detect hazardous materials in your storage bay.
No response, Captain. The Imp has increased speed and raised shields.
Captain of the Imp, please respond. We can't grant your passage without being inspected.
The target is now at maximum speed, and there is no response to our hails.
That does it. He'll run away. Mr. Doe, target that vessel and disable it.
Going to red alert.
Alright, time to go to work here.
Enemy sensor radius, sir.
So,
Engines down, sir.
just a recap from last time.
Changing course.
We went up against, we uncovered the
Oh,
identity of the
okay.
traders,
Let me show you my
namely
course.
Freiburg Station and the Freiburg
Changing
Cell.
course. Initiating maneuver.
Attempted to bring some justice
Aye, aye,
to
sir.
them,
I
and
expected you
failed
to be
miserably.
serious shit by now.
I barely escaped with a sliver of hull left. So we retreated back to Gilgamesh Station, which is what you saw in the
Changing
beginning there.
course.
And now we're back home sweet home in
If you
Tesla,
scratch my shit.
thanks to some of this intel that we've picked up on the Imp
The
here.
Imp is in space, sir. We are ready to board it.
Okay.
Initiating transport.
Morse here, sir. Insertion
Yeah,
successful.
go for it, Morse. Ooh, nice. Very good.
Captain, there is only one person on board, and the ship is on autopilot. I believe our silent passenger activated auto-destruct.
Hurry up then. Download their navigation logs and get out of there.
Done. We have the memory logs and our prisoner.
Lieutenant, put some distance between us and Imp.
Did you really have to do this near my station? I'm trying to avoid unnecessary tension. I guess there's no use telling you that. Did you at least find something of interest on board that ship?
Wine, wine, wine.
Plenty. But it's all encrypted. We'll need time.
Come to Tesla. Our people will decipher that data faster than you. And General Demetrius wants to meet with you here anyway. He's on his way as we speak.
goes well, yes, but it sounds too easy, too simple.
My plan with the imp was simple and it succeeded, despite your permission.
That's pessimism, not permission.
We broke the encryption of IM's database, Captain. Some strange things are in there, and I doubt you'll like it. I'm sending the data.
What is this? Former colonial directorate? Is this a joke?
Afraid not. If these logs are false, they must be the best forgery I had ever seen.
Looks like high-ranking officials from all factions were communicating intensely lately, but that makes no sense. Beldor and Corcora are still at war, and Nyx is neutral.
Officially, at least. Our intelligence reports dramatic increase in Nick's fleet buildup. They are merchants. What do they need warships for?
We have an unpleasant situation evolving here, people. Long-range sensors show unknown ships entering the observatory. You need to be gone now. If anybody sees our little league conference here, there goes our proclaimed neutrality.
We can't just vanish in a second.
Please allow me. You're in scientist wonderland after all. We'll push you into a temporary control stasis rift. Don't be alarmed. Okay, let's hope this works.
Yeah, let's just play around with some stasis rifts here. Why not? That always goes well. Alright. See what this guy has to say for himself. Well, whatever he had to say, he said it fast. Okay.
How do you like our little trick?
Not bad.
Nice. Very nice. What did that ship want?
It was an official Nyxian envoy. He handed formal invitation for Nexus to attend peace conference on Solomon Station. I don't really know why they didn't use long-range comm.
We must be there. I have a feeling something important will take place.
I agree, but the League isn't officially recognized, and I don't think intruders are going to be welcomed warmly.
Perhaps we can find a way around such petty protocols. John Demetrius, please transport to my office in Tesla. We must discuss these new events. Captain, you're free for now. We'll contact you in time for the conference, and I suspect your presence will be required. Captain, we've ironed out the details in our plans for the conference. Please come to Tesla Station in the observatory. We'll tell you more when you arrive.
Okay. Alright, I had a bit of a problem there.
Requesting permission to leave docking grid 1.
I had docked during that last sequence of events. I didn't need to, and it bugged the game out. I couldn't undock and redock in order to kick off a new cutscene here. So I had to stop and restart the game. Didn't have to do too much over, but now I should be good to go.
Our repairs are done. Apply the course to our new
Welcome back, Commander. John Demetrius and Scientist Council of Tesla reached an agreement of mutual protection and granted the League an official role in the upcoming peace conference.
What kind of a statement is that? You became a politician while I was away, Dr. Scott?
Don't start that, Captain. It's all just a part of our strategy. Scientists of Tesla are responsible for developing stasis technology, and are in a way responsible for much of the recent chaos. So their presence at the Solomon Summit is required. Ours is not, but we must be there, so Dr. Scott made the pact with us. We'll provide protection during the conference. Each envoy must organize its own protection, and since Tesla scientists have no army, and we are more reliable than mercenaries, voila! League is now invited to attend the summit.
Clever. What about other factions? They don't actually like us.
Someone's personal opinion is not our concern during the conference. The entire junction sector is under general ceasefire for the time being. No hostilities are allowed while the conference is in progress.
Dr. Scott will come aboard your ship, Captain. You are his official escort. My reputation will probably make my presence there unbearable.
Okay, sounds good to me. Dr. Scott, we're ready when you are.
Dr. Scott and Tesla delegation is on board our ship. We are ready to go.
Now this certainly can't go terribly wrong at all. There's no hint of that possibly going on. Let's take Ambassador Scott and his delegation to Babel here. Surely this can't be some kind of thinly veiled
Maximum speed.
attempt. Get all the leaders of all the factions together in one spot.
Of course, let in.
Maybe I'm just reading between the lines.
Plot a course toward your destination.
Alright, off to the junction.
A lot of traffic today. Looks like we're the last to arrive. Keep your head down, Captain. Don't provoke them, but stay on alert.
Mr. Doe, I want you to scan the station and the ships in the vicinity continuously.
Yes, Captain. They're all already doing the same thing.
Everybody scanning everybody and just waiting for the wrong move. Such profound trust.
Yeah,
Maximum
sometimes
speed.
I don't like the dialogue that my character has, because it's rather stupid. Let's put it that way. Look, nobody trusts anybody. I wonder why we're having a peace conference. Well, maybe it's because nobody trusts anybody. Just saying. I mean, it's not like we're gathering around and banging drums here. They're actually trying to get something accomplished.
Docking procedures.
All right, let's
Gunpowder to
get ourselves into the dock here. Drop off Dr. Doolittle, and hopefully we'll get an idea of what's actually going on here. I doubt highly that the game is over this early. Suddenly peace.
We're now at Solomon Station. Your only task now, Captain, is to sit tight and wait. They're telling me no ship is allowed to stay docked, so undock, but stay nearby, just in case.
Alright, we'll do.
Navigation control, please.
I guess we can
Our thrusters are not fully
orbit the
operational.
station for a little while and wait. Least they could have done was give us some entertainment of some sort.
Station control, have you got...
Well, well, what do we have here? A new hero of an ancient organization.
Figueroa, I didn't think I'd see you here.
The feeling is mutual, Captain. You escaped the last time we met, and I was looking forward to questioning you.
Oh, come now. You can't still be angry about that.
If this were not a peace conference, you would pay for the humiliation you caused me in Bildor.
We'll see about that. Perhaps one day you'll get the chance to try, Figueroa.
Maybe that could be today. Wait, what's going on here?
My god. It's an entire fleet. They're coming here. Their markings, they're 20 years old. I don't believe my own eyes. Can't be.
Better believe it. These ships are of the Colonial Directorate. Where did they come from?
Or better yet, what do they want? Mr. Doe, inform Dr. Scott and tell him to be ready to leave. Fast.
I can't reach him. There's... Wait, I'm detecting weapons fire on the station, sir. Members of the conference are under attack.
Transport Dr. Scott on our ship immediately.
Unable to comply, Captain. The station has engaged some kind of field, interfering with our transporter.
Then turn us about. We'll have to buy Scott some time to do his science thing and shut down the field.
I can't. There's also some kind of energy dampening field. It's neutralizing our engines.
Captain, do you have any idea what is going on? We can't leave the dock or do anything.
Neither can we. What is the status of the incoming fleet?
They split in two groups, sir. One is heading towards the forge sector, and the other is coming this way, fully armed. Solomon isn't fighting back. Why?
To all envoy ships in junction, lower your shields and do not resist. Colonial Directorate is taking control here.
I guess that answers your questions, Lieutenant.
My ships, Tactical Group 1. I am stuck at the dock. Defend us until we break free. Tactical Group 1, respond. Why are you leaving me? Traitorous worms. No matter, once I get my hands on them.
Captain, finally. I broke through the comlink jammer from one of the station's terminals. You must leave the station immediately. I'll turn off the dampening field.
Dr. Scott, we can't transport you while the dampening field is in place.
I can't do anything about that. Just leave. I'm sending you encrypted data and
It's a trap!
We've got a bogey. Maximum speed. Raising shields. Maximum speed.
Alright, I have no idea how much of this battle is going to be salvageable when I go to edit this,
Opening fire.
but suffice it to say,
Front shields down, sir.
I am on attempt number 9, and several days later from the previous recording. I've had several problems with this particular battle. One of which being I have died maybe 2 or 3 times,
Only scratch my shit.
but I've also noticed that the mission itself is bugged out. Well, I guess bugged out's the wrong word to use. The scripting for the mission is a little bit special.
Changing course.
What was happening was, and it took me several attempts to really figure out what was going on, but at the very beginning, you're parked next to a one of the station's weapons platforms, and I started to attack them first and take those out because they were the closest things around. And then these other ships attack you, and then several other things occur, but the mission wouldn't continue. And it turns out that I'm supposed to destroy incoming ships first,
They're almost done.
then destroy the weapons platforms, which then frees up the enemy ship that that other
Target denied.
Figueroa guy is in, which then kicks off this part of the mission that I'm in right now.
More directed vessels are coming from the T-gate, sir.
We must proceed to the Green Mile.
Enemy inbound. Maximum.
This sector is clear. This will be a very interesting battle.
Not the words I would choose to describe it, but
I believe our true enemy was revealed at last.
Colonial Directorate. Who would have thought?
There is no time for wondering. We must learn of the connections between Directorate and Gemini factions.
all I know is they attacked all the ships except Nixian. I think this entire conference was a setup.
Don't forget your own people abandoned you as well, Figueroa.
I won't. Trust me. I cannot consider myself part of the Bildor military anymore. We don't stab each other in the back. I knew I was under surveillance for investigating weird transactions among Bildor and Corkian officials. But this, General, I formally request asylum. I cannot fight for Bildor interests anymore. Not while they cooperate with the enemy and support treason.
Your service is appreciated, but do not reject or bail the ranks so hastily. If you remain inside their military structure, you could be a very valuable source of information for us.
Betray the betrayer. Sounds fair to me.
Okay then. Captain Figueroa is leaving for Baylor to search for clues about their involvement in all of this. I'm leaving for last ditch to put Nixon role in perspective, and you, Captain, handle Corkira. I'm transporting Corkirian survivors to your ship. The exact course of action is up to you. Use your own judgment, but I suggest Beijing Station in this sector as your first stop. They are still outside any faction influence and have suffered some losses during all of this. Gentlemen, Godspeed to you all.
Carlos, we are allies now. You don't have the luxury to hold a grudge against me anymore.
Isn't this a world of wonders? Perhaps we'll settle it some other way, in a different manner. Good luck to you, gentlemen.
Alright, let's extend a fig leaf to Corkira, I guess. So, a bunch has happened here in the past few paragraphs here. We've got what looks like the beginnings of a resistance cell that is favorable to Gemini League, forming within the Baildor faction. Now it appears that
Docking procedures.
we're trying to find some allies in Corkira, so we're starting to play some of the backroom poker to try to get some allies to our side here. And of course, the Colonial Directorate has re-emerged from their slumber.
Captain, I welcome you to Beijing. We are open for all and wish to present a place of peace and rest in these times of war. Thank you, Commander Chen. Hospitality has been a scarce commodity your service reached us before you did. Make yourself at home, and I hope we'll have a chance to talk more. Chen out.
We're being hailed, Captain. It is Commander Chen again. Strange, but this time he's on a secure channel.
Encrypt our transmission and respond. Hello again, Captain. I apologize for the secrecy, but this station, being so free and open, has countless ears. The truth is, we could use your help. Help with what? Rumor says you fight for a group trying to restore the former Gemini League. Is that so? Gemini League? That organization hasn't been around for decades. Why do you think they're real? I don't, but since the Directorate remerged and factions are on each other's throats, we sure could use another resurrected organization that will stand up to them. Let's, for the sake of argument, say that it's true. What would you need? Beijing Station is still independent, but I fear it won't last. Ships that came from Korkiran space reported heavy fighting there. The Directorate is attempting to seize control and force Korkiran government into forming a pact with them. Should that happen, our status would be greatly threatened. Okay, I understand. But if you don't have the power to stop that yourself, what can I do with a single ship? You can do more than you believe. Many people in Korkira, including some officials, reject the Directorate's offer and do not want to kneel before them. You, Captain, have only one ship, but you carry the message of the League. The message that we can stand up to the oppressors. Just as we once did. Hold on a second. I didn't say I belong to that organization. Let's not pretend anymore, Captain. I'm not your enemy, but I'm not your commanding officer either. I can't order you to do anything. I'm just saying that if you were to travel to Korkira, you would find more friends there than you expect. Maybe. I'm not on some mission here, but poor Korkirans do seem to crave for help. I just might travel there for purely humanitarian reasons. My thoughts exactly. And from what I've heard, many of those poor civilians in need traveled through Promethean and Midas Touch. Thank you for your concern, Commander Chen. I best be on my way then.
Alright, we're going to head deep into Korkiran space and
Expedite your departure.
see if we can hook up with any kind of resistance. It sounds like there's one forming. We just have to make our presence known and our desires known. And maybe show off a little bit in the process.
Local starship dealers. I was hoping I'd never see this forsaken sector again.
They were after those freighters. Why are they attacking us?
No matter. We did a good deed. At least they managed to escape. Now I have to deal with those hostile ships.
And we shall deal with these hostile ships in the way that we know how.
Now your end draws near.
So, Colonial Directorate is finally making their presence known. I had a feeling very early on that they would be, because obviously they were caught in the same stasis rifts that I was, my character was, and the other remnants of the Gemini League were caught in.
Of course, lady.
It sounds like as well that they are or have embedded themselves high in the hierarchies of these groups. Definitely something's going on within the Freiburg cell that is kind of distanced itself from the main Gemini League. And we know,
Changing course.
based on the fact that the Nixians didn't get attacked, that they're obviously in bed with this Colonial Directorate,
Nobody shoots at
which I think
me,
makes
lives.
a little bit more sense to me, given that, you'll remember I said, I was
sir.
theorizing early on that if Korkira had the same stasis rift extraction technology that Nexus does, and that of course Gemini League does, that it would only make sense that the merchants of the Gemini system, the Nixians, would have access to the same sort of technology,
There is such a captain.
since somebody's got to make a profit off of it.
That's the last of them. Directorate hostiles in the area.
Okay, proceed to the forge.
I'm picking up 6 Directorate ships. They're inactive. Looks like they're damaged. If we strike now, they'll be helpless.
Affirmative. We'll use this opportunity to make a name for ourselves. But keep an eye for anything suspicious. We can't exactly know whose attention we'll draw.
Alright, let's make a name for ourselves then. Alright, so let's take on these guys and try to make a name for ourselves in the only way we know how. So I'm thinking about the more of the story plot here.
Aye, sir.
And I talked a little bit earlier about the whole Nixian involvement.
They lured us into a trap. We're being intercepted by another group of ships. Civilian vessels, apparently. They're arming their weapons.
Try to evade them and head back for the T-gate.
Wait. They're engaging Directorate vessels. We're receiving their signal to continue fighting. They're on our side. Aye, aye, sir.
Nice, it looks like we've hooked up with the resistance that we were looking for.
Changing course.
It's always a good thing. I can't help but notice that these Colonial Directorate ships
See some sense
look like Jem'Hadar ships, but that might be just my Star Trek brain going to work here.
Action's down.
So I was thinking about the overarching story again with the Nixians and all that stuff.
They're almost done, Captain.
And there's one little nugget of information
you'd obtain a serious ship.
that I have just from doing all these side missions. I've been around pretty much into every sector that Gemini has here
Oh, you came.
that's inside the Gemini system,
My new arsenal.
save one. And that would be the Twin Sector, or as it's sometimes labeled, Sector 0. So I kind of figured when this whole peace conference thing was coming up that I wasn't even close to the end of the game,
Course.
because that one sector is unavailable to actually travel to.
Entering course.
And I'm assuming that's where the finale of the game will take place. So
They're almost done, Captain.
I admit that I had a
Portuguese down,
little
sir.
bit of an inside track there.
Hail to you, Captain. My name is Christopher Derrick, and I'm a former Triumvirate Judicator.
This guy sounds interesting.
Initiating maneuver.
I am honored. What are you doing here, if I may ask? On a civilian vessel without armed escort?
Same thing as you, it seems. Fighting the director is scum, and good for you I do. You fell for the oldest of tricks, a poor ship in distress. It is their tactics to draw prey to them, instead of chasing him around.
So I saw. But you didn't answer my question, Judicator.
Are you deaf? I'm no Judicator anymore. I'm exiled because I rejected Arbiter Lehmann's decision to submit to Directorate rule and command. We were always a proud people, but now he wants to turn us into slaves without a fight. And you? What do they have against you?
They have something against the entire system. But I fight for a faction that supports revenants. We believe we'll need their help to stand against our common foe.
I'm not sure that will happen, but then again, I was sure the Directorate is in the past too, and I have no idea where they are coming from now.
I suspect they're coming from the same place revenants do, but I have no idea who's bringing them back or why.
In any case, I have no intention to bow before them. Many Corkirans feel the same way, and I intend to fight them and organize a proper resistance. As for you, Captain, what is your plan?
I have no strict plan. I travel and help those in need. Revenants or not, we'll need every ally we can find.
They're almost done,
I have
Captain.
just found one, and if you seek those in need, we are in need right now, and a ship of your capabilities would aid us greatly.
I do owe you a favor, former Judicator Derek. Lead the way.
Come with us to the Hammer Sector. It's about time we hit back and show them we are still here.
Let's kickstart the Cochran resistance.